So today we're going to understand what are the common business problems AI can solve immediately. There are many issues in a business on a day-to-day basis, and now that we have AI is capable of solving many of those issues. So what we're going to see today is, first of all, we're going to talk about AI is just no longer we can just say that it is coming soon. It's already embedded in everyday business operations. Quietly, it is solving many problems that used to slow down organizations. What we are going to walk through today are very practical examples, just common business challenges that AI is already solving right now. Not experiments, not even just future perspective or something. It's just real use cases which are delivering measurable results. Okay, so first of all, if you see data analytics, so basically, how do you turn this data into decisions? One of the biggest bottlenecks in modern organizations is not a lack of data. In fact, there is a lot of data, but companies are collecting massive amounts of information, but only a small portion of it gets analyzed, and the rest just sits unused, because the traditional tools that we have for manual analysis and taking out the results and running some analysis and all that just takes a lot of time. But AI changes that entire equation, because instead of humans digging through the reports, AI systems can scan enormous data sets very quickly, and they can surface patterns and correlations. They can analyze trends, which is very difficult to do manually. So the real value here isn't just speed, but it's moving from hindsight to foresight, understanding what's likely to happen next and why, so that leaders can take better decisions. So that is an important aspect. And also, when it comes to customer experience, customer expectations have also very fundamentally shifted, because people now expect instant responses, 24 by 7 availability. Irrespective of whatever the industry is, they want very quick responses. So trying to meet that standard with traditional support models is expensive and very hard to scale. So this is where AI powered chatbots and virtual assistants and everything that comes in. So they handle routine questions immediately, any time of the day, without any, almost none, wait times. And more importantly, they free human agents to focus on more complex and sensitive issues, where judgment and empathy is actually required, like traditional call centers. When implemented well, customers are very comfortable with this. They don't have any issues as such, because they care about getting their problems solved quickly, whether it is AI or a real human being. They really don't care about that. Okay, and next issue that AI is solving today is uh, operations, supply chain and inventory management and all that. So basically, when you're talking about operations, specifically supply chain, inventory, these are areas where inefficiency will directly hit a business's cash flow and revenue, because traditional forecasting relies heavily on historical averages and just our uh, foresight, just our belief and intuition. That works well, but when demands shift, when suppliers change, or when external factors start to disrupt, then it won't be very useful. So in these kind of cases, AI takes a more dynamic approach. It analyzes the sale trends, it analyzes the seasons, supplier data, and a lot of other external factors, and it then, analyzing all these factors, it predicts the demand much more accurately. And it doesn't stop there. It continuously learns and adjusts and makes minute changes here and there continuously on a real time basis. So the result is very clear, very less inventory issues, much more resilient operation, and you can respond very proactively instead of reactively. So the operations are being dramatically changed by AI as well. And even in terms of talent sourcing and fraud detection and all that, again, two areas where AI delivers immediate value. Because in hiring, the challenge isn't finding right candidates, it's evaluating them efficiently and fairly. Because AI can screen large volumes of applicants very, very quickly. It can match their skills to different roles, and it can even reduce the bias many times that they have in the early stages of it. So that shortens the time to hire while also improving the quality very, very dramatically. And also in terms of the transactions, AI monitors them in real time, and any unusual patterns. So this, I'm talking about fraud detection, right? In any unusual patterns, because it has a database and understanding of millions of transactions in its database, and it can go through everything, unlike a human being, and it can pick up and spot unusual patterns very, very quickly, which indicates fraud. So instead of reacting after losses occur, organizations can prevent these kind of frauds from happening based on large data sets that they already have. So AI helps them to detect and prevent frauds as well. So in these cases also, AI is very, very crucial. And then finally, why AI is imperative? Because most companies say they plan to invest more in AI, but very few have actually reached that kind of maturity where they are implementing it. Because AI doesn't require a massive all at once transformation, but the organizations seeing success start with focused high impact use cases, um, which really prove very quickly that the AI technology that they are implementing is very, very valuable. So the return often shows up in just weeks or even months, not years. Just weeks or months they can see results. So implementing AI for any business is absolutely mandatory these days. And so the takeaway from this entire presentation is very simple. AI is no longer just theoretical. It's not just a buzzword in town. It's very, very practical. It's very accessible. It's very safe nowadays if you implement it, keeping all the guardrails in mind, how to keep your organizations, your businesses data safe. When you have all the data governance policies in place, you make sure that your data is not going outside your organization. When you keep all that in mind, um, AI is very, very capable of solving real business problems across data, customer experience, operations, across all these different verticals very, very quickly, and give you very, very quick results very safely. So the question for leaders isn't whether AI belongs in their strategy, it's how quickly you apply it to the problems that are already slowing your organization down. So those who act now build advantages that are very hard catch up later. So make sure for your business you have a well drawn plan to implement AI, and that will be very, very useful for you.